Hello and welcome to a very smoky Heart of Markness, episode 73. Led Zeppelin in Sydney, Australia, 1972. That was a terrible accent. I know. That's better. Basically, you replace O's with hard I's, and boom, you're Australian. Instead of oh no, you say, I know. Crikey. It, it's the fucking apocalypse here in Portland. Well, that's because you got them goddamn protesters. Um, I think it's because of all the fucking wildfires all around this area. I have friends who have lost everything. I have friends who have evacuated. I have friends who are waiting to evacuate. Um, they're not all in Portland. They're all in Oregon. Mostly the Eugene area is where it got hit the worst. Um, for my friends anyway. But yeah, the it looks like Blade Runner. It looks like Mars. The light's weird. The air is apparently our weatherman Matt Zaffino said that we have the worst air in the entire world. And I believe it because my chest hurts, my eyes are watering and burning, and between myself and the house across the street, I can actively see smoke in the air, and I can't see much further than a few blocks up the road. You could stare directly at the sun. In fact, someone came in and was like, "Is that the moon?" It's like, no. You notice how we're enshrouded in smoke and it's dark at noon? Yeah, all that smoke is buffering the light of the sun. So it's really weird times, guys, and my internet this evening has been less than reliable. It freaked me out a little bit, but then I realized if we're surrounded on two sides by fire, or three sides, shit. If it gets any closer, we're going to have to go north. And that's weird. And I am very staunchly of the mind of it'll be fine. We're in the middle of a fucking city. But, who knows? So I think, I'm assuming the fires maybe have, taken out some of the internet relays. I don't know. All I know is my internet sucks tonight. It took me forever to grab the show that I wanted to use, and then I grabbed the wrong one, because, yo soy pendejo. I'm an idiot. So then I had to download it again, and it just took forever, and it cut out, and we lost it, and it came back, but by and large, but the main thing is, my eyes are burning. Like, just the air itself is so laden with smoke that if you erase the wildfires and like you had just had this air in your house, you would get up alarmed to find out what's burning. You'd be like, fuck, get the kids. But yeah, so forgive me. I'm definitely distracted. My throat hurts, my chest hurts. It's I'm sure I'm feeling it more than the youths that I work with, because I'm old, I smoke a lot of weed, and I have for a long time, and I'm in horrible shape. Well, I'm in bad shape. I used to be in horrible shape. I'm trending upward slowly, just in time for the Reaper. But yeah, it sucks, man. I have asthma anyway, and it's just walking. I walk maybe a quarter of a mile home when I get off the bus from work, because my work is just off the bus line. It's great. Plus I'm in a city, so I don't need a car. Um, and it's maybe a quarter mile walk home. Totally no big deal. In fact, before the plague, I used to get off a mile away and walk the mile home, because then it's like boom, easy mile. But just walking that, I was winded like I climbed a hill. Like when I leave work, there's a very steep hill I have to climb to get to the bus stop, and it's one of those where it's like, fuck, is this thing going to take me out? Because it's super steep, and when it's 90 degrees and the sun's beating on you, it's like, oh Jesus, this sucks. And I was almost that tired just walking a flat a flat way home for a quarter mile, like absolutely zero effort, just locomotion. And I'm like and I hear it in my voice. Shit's weird. I mean, everybody I know is nervous and freaking out with good reason. With good reason. I'm trying not to, because what are we going to do? If everything burns, all right, we leave. But I don't think everything's going to burn, because as I said, we're in the middle of a city. I live in a really nice area. Lots and lots of houses surrounding us. Lots and lots of trees. But it's freaky to see how much of the area I live is on fire. It's it's just weird. All right. I think I spent 6.5 minutes imparting to you that Oregon's on fire. You've probably seen really cool pictures. If you haven't, jump on Twitter or Reddit and find some, because there are some photos taken that are going to be like Life magazine iconic photos of the Oregon fires of 2020. Like the sky is Martian red, like exactly Blade Runner 2049. That sky, that atmosphere, exactly at high noon in the middle of the day. And someone has a picture of from their home down their driveway to a UPS truck that is stopped. And everything is covered in ash except for the truck. The sky is red, everything's red, the light itself is filtered red, and there's the brown of the UPS truck, and it has its dome light on. And the dome light has that blue tint of dome lights, and it's such a stark contrast that it's striking. It's like, it takes your breath away because it's so fucking perfect. So if you haven't seen any pictures of Oregon, take a look. They're pretty cool. A lot of them are Dust Bowl pictures, tinted red. In Oregon today, it's tinted yellow, not red here. But very creepy. And it just, it rolled in like, oh. I'm like, did the light just, that happened yesterday. Did the light just change? Because I'm colorblind. So, like, I don't notice that stuff. So if I'm noticing it, it must be really. But people hadn't noticed it yet. So I guess it's something that wasn't, in my favor. And then just over minutes, as the clouds literally rolled in, the blue sky's getting edged away, and this just cloud. Then you realize that it is a cloud, but everything between you and the cloud is also a cloud. It's just a giant wall of smoke. And the hills are disappearing, and Mount Hood disappears on the horizon, and the radio tower up the hill disappears, and it's creepy, creepy, creepy. And all the wildlife goes quiet, and suddenly you're in a Stephen King story. It's like, oh, there's no more crows, there's no more birds, there's no more dogs barking, there's no more bugs. And then your lizard brain goes, dude, what the fuck's happening? And then you're just unsettled because your lizard brain is going, this isn't right. This isn't right. Why are you sitting at a desk? Why are you doing paperwork? Why are we not getting the fuck out of here? It's weird. All right, 9 minutes wasting your time. All right, folks, shifting gears. And again, apologies. We are going to do, this is kind of a last-minute Hail Mary. I had a couple of people in the Heart of Markness Facebook group talk about Chicago 77. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? It's been a minute since we've done a 77 show. And I don't know that particular run personally. I mean, I know just generally, like, oh yeah, that's where Jimmy got sick and they had to stop the show. And that's where he wore the Nazi hat, the SS hat and the SS boots and shit. But other than that, I didn't really know much about it. But apparently, it wasn't bad. But I mean, I guess the revision, the 2020, looking through the rearview mirror at the 77 tour, the general fan consensus is it wasn't bad. It was different. There were moments that were disastrous, but yeah, it wasn't bad. So I didn't know what show to get, and basically the general consensus again is April 10th, 77, which is the night after Jimmy had to leave after 10 years gone. And the consensus is that they came back the next night and just brought it because they were like, shit, sorry about that, guys. So I grabbed the 10th, and I guess there are two sources extant, at least two, you know, lowly podcasters like myself. And they both are not good. I mean, they're not terrible, but I just listen to them like, no. The performance does not warrant listening to that. So then it's like, okay, if I'm not going to do Chicago, I'm sorry, guys. The guys who wanted me to do Chicago 77, I'm sorry. I'll keep looking if I can find, maybe one of the earlier nights, the 7th or the 6th or whatever, have better sound, and if so, maybe I'll grab it. But yeah, the 10th, it's good show. I mean, from what I heard, it's like, yeah, the boys are, I mean, they're playing. It's that powerful Hammer of Thor 77, striding the stage as Titans sound. Which, when it doesn't just go completely out the window because somebody's wasted, is pretty awesome. But it's not the sweet blues-based Led Zeppelin that, people had been listening to for the previous 8 years. 9 years? How old? I don't know. All right, folks. Anyways, because of that, because I 86 the Chicago 77, I had to find another alternative. And that alternative was something that I have not covered before. The Australian tour. Or the Australasian tour, 1972. And if you have the Led Zeppelin DVD, that is the film footage that the band uses for the live immigrant song. And I believe that's even Sydney, which is the show I'm doing because, again, consensus says, because I haven't listened to all of these shows, I've listened to a couple over the years, but nothing that I could eat, nothing that's on my hard drive that I recall, other than, like, it's a 72 show. They played outside. They played to, because of the small population of Australia, the audiences of, 15,000 people were like 3 or 4% of the population of the continent came to see them, which is pretty cool. So I grabbed Sydney because, again, by consensus, it was when I found forum posts that were like, hey, what should I listen to for Australia? People are, there's a million different ones, and I mean, because there aren't bad shows, but Sydney kind of nosed out every other date. And mainly because, I mean, it's a good show, absolutely a great show, but there's a little bit of a surprise in something they play that night, which we will play shortly. So what I'm going to do, because I've already now spent 14 minutes, and you can tell I'm distracted. I'm giving it my all, but I don't have a lot to give because a whole bunch of shit's going on. Because my phone's like, boop, evacuate Canby, Oregon. I'm like, Canby, Oregon? That's not far away. What I'm doing is I'm going to play the acoustic set for you. And instead of parsing it out song by song by song and going, well, that was good, huh? I'm just going to play the entire set start to finish so you can experience the entire set start to finish, because I think I don't have anything really to add that's going to be worth jumping in, going, wasn't that great? God, I love this band. Or, there's nothing noteworthy. And there is something to be said for having the entire acoustic set encapsulated so that you can just go start to finish without interruption, because it's a fragile thing, that bubble, that acoustic set bubble. This is February 27th, 1972, in case I have not mentioned that. And the acoustic set is comprised of Going to California, That's the Way, Tangerine, and the Brahmar Stomp. So it's about 20 minutes. It's good. The sound on this tape is good. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's completely wonderful, and it has that nice outdoor arena sound, which is rad. And is there anything else I need to tell you? This was at the Sydney Showground, Sydney, Australia, February 27th, 1972. It's an incomplete recording. It's taken from the EVSD bootleg Thunder Down Under, Pop Goes the Showground version A, which is, from what I've read, the preferred go-to best source. Take it as it will, but it sounds good. It is incomplete. It has Black Dog, Stairway, Going to California, That's the Way, Tangerine, Brahmar Stomp, Dazed and Confused, What Is and What Should Never Be, Moby Dick, 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 Rock and Roll, Whole Lot of Love, Communication Breakdown, Organ Solo, and Thank You. So you missed the Immigrant Song, Heartbreaker, Opener. But that's okay, because I'm not playing it. Alright, friends, here we go. Here's the entire acoustic set from the Sydney, Australia Led Zeppelin concert of February 27th. Enjoy.
Red and the sky was gray, wondering how tomorrow could ever follow today. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. I saw one. My chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you that we're all the same. Oh, the sea was red and the sky was gray. I wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. The mountains and the canyons start to tremble and shake. The children of the sun begin away. Watch out. It seems like the rump of the bomb's got a punch on the nose and it's starting to flow. I think I might be sinking. Show me your line if I reach it in time. I'll see you up there when the path runs straight and hard. find a queen without a king. So she plays guitar, cries, and sings. Standing on the mountain of dreams, telling myself it's not as hard as it seems. Ride a white mare in the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. What's so hard, so hard? Have some recognition.
all the fish that lay
got you here for times. Did you see them? Did you see them? Ain't it reached here yet? Yesterday I saw you kissing tiny flowers, but all the news is born to die. And so I said to you that nothing really matters, no, no. And all you do is stand and cry. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't know what to say about it when half the years turned away. But now's the time to look and look again at what you see. Is that the way it ought to stay? That's the way. That's the way it ought to be. I wake up in the morning, my mama says, "Sonny boy, that's the way it ought to stay." Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Driving away. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. It's alright, it's alright, it's keep it coolin', keep it coolin', keep it coolin'. Thank you very much, man. Ah, John Robb. He used to be with Peter J and the Jaywalkers, a big group in England. Fantastic. Mind you, that was before the Boer War. This is 1,000 years back, last time we were here.
When that tape gets to the end, tell me.
Hang on. Can we just have a bit of quiet behind it? Measuring the summer's day, I only find it slips away to gray. The hours, they bring me pain. Tangerine, oh, tangerine, living reflection of a dream. I I was her love, she was my dream. And now 1,000 years between, thinking how it used to be. Does she still remember times like these? To think of us again, and I do, yeah. Tangerine, oh, tangerine, the main reflection of a dream. I was her love, she was my queen, and now 1,000 years between. How was that geezer? Straight from California. We'd like to now incorporate the 2357 or however many thousand people there are here, because there seems to be a little thing going on over there that they've forgotten about the fact that we're over here. And we'd like all the policemen on the roof to join in. No, but you don't. I really mean it, you know, I'm not being funny. I really mean it. This is all about a dog with blue eyes. Never getting confused with a woman. Here, boy. And it's for that big dog down there.
Did you notice how Robert really, really rearranged, wink, the lyrics to Going to California? Way out of sequence. He sang them the way that I would. I mean, he sang it better, but he sang it the way that I would if somebody put a gun to my head and said, "Sing Going to California, motherfucker, or I'm going to shoot the girl." Be like, "Oh, all right." He got them all out there, but they were not in the order that he sang them in originally. But it was good. Again, I apologize for the less than stellar sound quality. It's in my mind. It's acceptable. It's acceptable minus in places, but it's acceptable. And it's a noteworthy show. They only played a few dates in Australia. How many dates, Mark? Well, let's see. The Australasia tour, it was supposed to include Singapore, but they were not allowed off the train in Singapore because there's a law about the hair length of men, and their hair was too long. So the authorities said, "Go fuck yourself." And they said, "No, sir. You go fuck yourself." And then they just went straight to Australia. That concert in Singapore was supposed to happen on Valentine's Day, 72, but it didn't. But what did happen was the concert that were the concerts in Perth on the 16th, Adelaide on the 19th, Melbourne on the 20th, Auckland, New Zealand, hence the Australasian instead of Australian tour, on the 25th, Sydney on the 27th, and Brisbane on the 29th of February. 29th must have been a leap year. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm vexed. My animal brain is like, you should probably be heading for the hills. And my brain is like, everything's fine. It's fucking Thursday. Get through one more day and it'll be the weekend. Alrighty. Well, friends, what I'm going to play for you now is a whole lot of love. Now, I realize that I play a whole lot of loves, and I think I'm going to dial that back for a little bit. I don't mean eliminate it, but just play other shit. Like I played That's the Way tonight in the complete acoustic set. I've never played that before, I don't think. Just so it's not ridiculously redundant and just, it's the Mark show, listening to the shit Mark wants to hear. Instead of, hey, you're doing a show for others. But I am going to play the Whole Lot of Love tonight, and that's because this Whole Lot of Love is special. Not only because it's one of the very few that were played south of the equator, but because it contains a little bit of the Rover in their medley. Unfortunately, Robert doesn't sing, but the band gets into the Rover. Bow, 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 bow. It's really good. And it doesn't have that drugged out sloppiness sound of the 77 bits before it goes into sick again. It's tight. I like it a lot. And you're never going to hear that from Zeppelin in any other place, I don't think. Although they did some for the rehearsals, the 73 rehearsals. Apologies. It's the air. All I need is the air that I breathe, not to kill me. Yeah, so there's the Rover, and then the typical great medleys. Hello, Mary Lou, a goodbye heart. So, it's a good one, but I think the next few I will shows where this applies. I think I will try and shy away from Whole Lot of Love. I don't know if I'll succeed because it's always so gosh darn good. But next week I'm thinking of doing maybe a Page Plant show. A 98 Page Plant show, because Jimmy was on fire for that tour. And I'm torn between doing an early 98 show where they played a trillion songs from Walking into Clarksdale, or a late 98 show where they played a trillion Led Zeppelin songs, because by that time Charlie Jones and Michael Lee had defected from Team Robert to Team Jimmy musically, and were playing in a wonderful Led Zeppelin cover band with a wonderful Led Zeppelin guitarist. and they were playing how many more times, things like that. The balance of power, the balance of influence had shifted, and I think that was kind of the dimmer switch, the '98 tour, that made Robert go, I'm gonna go this way. And at first I was like, fuck him, that selfish prick, never, that's 20 years ago, me talking as a selfish fan who just wants to see them. But looking back on it, I mean, he has integrity. I think he really learned a lesson being in Zeppelin through the bad days, the latter days of the 75 through 80, as shit fell apart and his family and all kinds of horrible things, tragedy. I think he really values freedom over material gain. He would rather go out and do his loopy, droney, Celtic, stuff rather than, go out with Zeppelin and in front of 100,000 people a night, but not, be your own master. So I respect him for that, is what I'm saying. I respect him for going his own way, even though I would have preferred he didn't. But I understand it. I respect him. He's a man of great integrity, a really creative man. And I just wish Jimmy maybe had done a few more projects himself. Sorry. All right, let's get into it. This is February 27th, 1972, but because it's south of the equator, you turn everything backwards. So it's actually March 5th, 2027. So you know what they're going to sound like in 2027. Whole lot of love. Led Zeppelin, including the Rover. Enjoy.
Yes. One night I was laying down, I heard my mom and papa talking. I hear them say, I hear them say, you've got to let that boy boogie. Everybody needs to boogie sometimes. I don't think we've been boogieing enough. Yes, and I feel so good. I don't tell my mom and papa I've been boogieing 5 years just the same. Oh no. Come on, let's boogie, children, let's shake the clock. Come on now. Oh, baby. I said I've had my fun. If that never get well from I spend more money than a millionaire. If I had kept all the money that I already spent, I would have been a millionaire. Women, ooh, good little women. I guess you know I'm going out slow. 6,000 larynxes. Woman! Thank you very much and goodbye, Sydney. Fantastic. All the best. Where were you going? Bugs. Before we feature John Paul Jones.
Well, I think they're a success. Now that's an audience, and that's a band. Jimmy's playing. I love the wah-wah at the end, and just coming in on top of all that noise, clear as a bell, louder than the rest, just cutting through it all. Jimmy playing with precision and focus and will. I love it. Pardon me while I die. All right. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Heart of Markness. There's a really lovely Facebook group, Heart of Markness Facebook group. You are welcome to join. Lots and lots of folks there. Sharing their love for Led Zeppelin, classic rock, really nice people. If you have questions about stuff, they can help you out. I have one guy who's helping other people burn DVDs, because burning DVDs is a lost art. If you like what I do and you're in a position to, in your frame of mind and body and soul and spirit, to want to financially contribute to this wonderful program and what I do and what I bring to the world, you are welcome to go to patreon.com/heartofmarkness and become a patron and do so. You get an extra podcast every month that no one else gets other than your fellow patrons, which makes you better than everybody other than your fellow patrons. But you could be first among equals. Wink. And here are the names of the people upon the Titans, upon whose shoulders rests this humble podcast. A laurel and hearty handshake to Michael, Rob, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, David, Peter, Mark, other David, Bill, Mimo, and Avi, he of the Raven Avatar. Much love to you all, friends. And if you're listening to this, it's a free podcast because these guys are helping to keep the lights on. They help pay for the hosting on SoundCloud for the podcast itself. the website, which I'm about to get to, and the hosting for the cloud server where you can download the shows that we talk about. Speaking of, you can go to heartofmarkness.com and download this exact concert that we were playing tonight, but the whole thing, not just the songs I played. All for free, because I love you, and I love Led Zeppelin, and I love classic rock music. I think these bootlegs and these recordings are remarkably important culturally, and where else are you going to hear this? You're not. They captured something ephemeral and de-ephemerized it and made it much more permanent. So, bless the tapers. All right, friends, I will be back this weekend with whatever the newest Mike Millard release is going to be, most likely, or some other classic rock thing. Next week, again, heads up, I'm thinking of doing Page Plant 98, something probably later when it was more Jimmy's show. But we'll see. I say that, and who knows what it'll be. All right, friends, thank you very much for listening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and spare a thought for all those getting destroyed by fire. Adios. Thank you.